I just got back from a 5-day backpacking backcountry elk hunt. I'm in the process of unpacking everything, and I thought I'd just run through all the gear that I'm using as I'm unpacking. I have these ideas before I go on the trip, but I'm too busy actually planning the trip. So here we are. We've got a big pile of stuff. We're going to go through it all. I'll try to keep it loosely organized by category, I suppose, but we're mostly going to let the pile tell us which order to go in. Starting at the top of the pile, sleeping bag. And this, I miss the pre-sponsored days of YouTube where guys were just talking about what they were using. So if you're already a backpack hunter, if you're already a backpack hunter looking for gear recommendations, or if you're new to it and just want to see how it goes, none of this is sponsored. This is all bought on sale with my own money. And yeah, I'm just trying to provide a realistic picture of what people are using, what guys on a budget are using. I've done this. This is my 5th trip now. I've done a handful of these over the last few years. And this is the process that's worked for me, what I've gotten dialed in. It's proven. There's still room to cut weight and improve this or that, but this is what's working for me, and most of it's on a budget. Most of it's not the flashiest, name brandiest gear. Okay, starting at the top of the pile, sleeping bag. I just got this for this year. It is the REI Magma 15. It's super warm. It's super floofy, lofty. It was too warm some of the nights. We were up above 40 degrees and it was too warm. Next, moving on to the backpack. This is the Mystery Ranch Metcalf. It is the old version before they split them up into different sizes. It does not have all the flashiest bells and whistles, but it works really well and I like it. Biggest thing that works, or that's my favorite deal about it, zipper on the side. So when you have your lid and have all your crap strapped to it, you can still get into the bag in a way that makes sense, and you don't have to unpack everything all the time. Stuff in the bag. Kind of working off of the sleep system thing. This is a foldy pad. This is Nemo Switchback. I have it cut down to about 2/3 the size to save a little bit of weight. I use this as both a sitting pad when we're glassing. This just goes on the ground and keeps your business dry and warm and is softer than rocks and dirt. You're cleaner, much better. I also sleep on this. Well, in addition to, I have a sleeping pad, I also use this just to add some comfort, add some insulation. I'm already carrying it, might as well use it. This, new for this year to me at least, the Xped Ultra 5R Long Mummy. It's way the last thing I had was a big foam-filled Thermarest deal. This is half the size, about half the weight. Worth it for me. Happy with it. The Xped pad comes with, they call this the schnozzle. It's a pump bag because you don't want to blow air into a sleeping pad because the moisture in your air plus the fibers in the whatever, it can eventually grow mold and get nasty. So they provide you with this big old pump bag. You fill it full of air and then that pumps up your sleeping pad. What I did saved just a little bit of weight. Instead of one of the bags, the compression bag for the sleeping bag is pretty small. It packs it down nice and small, but it's pretty small and kind of a pain to deal with. I just packed the sleeping bag in the schnozzle, saves a fraction of any amount of weight. And then it's a big, large bag. Roll it down, squeeze all the air out, keeps it clean, dry, etc. The tent is a big Agnes something or other. Wind, I don't know what it's called. I got this. This was an REI exclusive a bunch of years ago. It's not super lightweight. It's a 2-person backpacking tent. In its current configuration, weighs almost 4 pounds, 3.7 pounds, I think. if you use it with a footprint, you can pitch it with the rainfly and the footprint. So I don't have the tub with the screen and the walls. That saves me like 2 pounds. It's maybe not the most. There's definitely spiders in the tent sometimes. I haven't had to use that in any extreme weather. It would probably be less than ideal in extreme weather. But for the tent that I already own and not having to buy a new one, this saves me weight and works pretty well. And then I get a big spacious 2-person tent without walls. Like there's a ton of room in there. Can keep all my stuff in there, keep it all dry. It's great. Some of these are in use because we did harvest an animal. We shot a black bear on the last day of the trip. But this is my kill kit, they say, I say. It's these Black Ovis game bags. Again, old, used, work great. I just got this knife. This was the first year with this knife. It's a buck 113. Seems nice. Haven't used it very much. Next is rain gear. We've been fortunate to not be hunting in crazy conditions. This is 2 years in a row now. Early October, it was like 55 and sunny during the day. There was multiple days we saw without clouds. It was 50s, 60s during the day, dipped to freezing-ish at night. No precipitation while we were out. While we were driving out, it was raining. While we were driving back, it was raining. But the week we were camping, it was great. It was beautiful. So I don't carry a super heavy-duty rain gear setup. This is the pack fly that comes with the pack. It stretches over. It might have a hood on it. It goes over the bag, keeps it all dry. My insulated outer layer has a water repellent in it, so I mostly rely on that. We were also carrying a tarp. We've all got our tents. I wasn't super worried about rain, so I didn't pack like real rain gear. This is just in case. It's ultralight, barely rain gear, more water resistant than anything. It's the Patagonia Houdini jacket. I like it. It was just a safety net of sorts. This is my water filter system. The other guys I go with have a nice pump thing it's pretty fast. What I like about this is that you don't have to do anything about it. This is a platypus. I think it's 4 liters. It's a gravity deal. So you get a dirty bag of water. The dirty bag plugs into a filter and then plugs into the clean bag. And you hang the clean bag above the dirty bag. Gravity does the work through the filter. It is slow. If you are going to get water and then trying to move on in a hurry, this is not going to make you any friends. If you're sitting by water for 3 hours while you cook oatmeal and take a little nap, this is perfect because you don't have to actually pump any water. What I like too with that water system is if you're at camp, you can just keep the dirty, you can just keep a clean and a dirty. When we've hiked a few miles to get water and then to come back, you can carry a dirty bag and a clean bag full of water. So once your clean bag is out, you can then filter the dirty bag. It gives you can take 8 liters with you at any given time on top of what you carry normally. So that works pretty well for me. This is the water filter, Platypus Gravity Works. I keep this with my toiletries and in my sleeping bag at night because this cannot freeze. It would be bad if it froze. It would no longer filter anything out of the filter if the filter got frozen. No good. My main water system, I've got an Osprey something or other. It's a 3-liter water bladder. Goes in my backpack, Camelback style with the tube and everything. And I also like, this is the Gatorade water bottle. I also like some type of water bottle like this. When you're mixing, we mix either electrolytes or flavor packets. When you're mixing drinks like that, to get them in your plastic bladder that you use year to year, I think they're really hard to get clean. I haven't mixed anything in them, but I don't want to mix anything in them because it's going to be a mess and sticky and hard to get clean. And then all your water tastes a little bit like that, yada, yada. So every year I buy a pack of plastic water bottles. I like this like squeeze lid on there. And then in here, you can mix up whatever flavored, colored electrolyte business you like. It's right on the side of your bag, nice and easy to get to, and then you can throw this away at the end. This stuff rides my backpack. This is a Garmin InReach device. This is an old one, bought on sale or bought used on eBay. This was before it was a Garmin, before Garmin purchased Delorme, InReach, whatever they did. It connects Bluetooth to your phone, lets you send texts over satellite. The plans are, I don't know, you pay $15 a month for 50 texts. It lets me talk to my wife and family like with pretty reasonable reliability. If you're in super thick woods, it doesn't always work, but it lets you get messages in and out, keep communication open, and then it sends, with the text, it sends a waypoint of where you are, so people always know your last location. Little things to keep these safe. Me and the guys I hunt with, we've all got like families that care about where we are, so we're keeping the communication open. Keep this bag full of electronics. This is a battery pack, I don't know, 30,000 milliamps, Amazon, cheap, heavy, but it's a battery. That's what you get. I have this cable, all the cables that I need, taped together so I don't lose them and I'm not looking for them. It's a USB-C cable for my phone, the micro USB, whatever it is, for the Garmin, and then the Garmin watch cable for my watch. And then I can recharge anything that I need to. Thankfully, I haven't need to do a whole lot of that. Our trips are normally short enough that the batteries hold out. Headlamps. These are from Black Diamond. They're an older deal, spot something or other. I don't know. The best place for spare batteries for your headlamp is in another headlamp. I'm basically always carrying 2 of them. Sometimes I even have a 3rd set of batteries. Yeah, you gotta be able, like, you get turned around in the dark, you gotta be able to see. I'm not messing around with not having a headlamp. The rest of what's going on in the bag. This is a number 2 kit, some toilet paper, some biodegradable wipes, some hand sanitizer, cheap plastic light trowel. It's the worst part about these trips is doing the business in the woods. Carry a few hand warmers just in case. Sometimes you wake up and your boots are frozen and you gotta thaw them out. You gotta keep your feet warm while you're sitting around glassing or whatever. I keep a few just in case. Didn't need to use any of this here. This is the oh shit kit. It's in a waterproof bag. Nothing crazy. We've got some water purification tablets, a little fire starting kit. This is some wet fire, some dryer lint, a whistle, compass, matches, lighter, just in case. Another lighter, emergency foil blanket thing, a glow stick that at least the packaging has seen better days. Who knows if it still works. Paracord, 50 feet, just in case. In the past we've hung food with this up in trees. Also, you never know. I know a little bit about ropes and knots. It's a tool I am familiar with. I carry it, haven't had to use it very much. Could use it if I needed to. The last thing on the backpack is I've got some straps going on. We've got a strap on the top here and some buckles that make a loop on the bottom. These are a mixture of, you can just buy 1-inch webbing with buckles on Amazon. The pack comes with these add-on buckles in the event that you're carrying meat, antlers, big, anything. So it's these quick snap buckle deals. I used the male side because it's locking for some of these. So it's a mix of the buckles that already come with the pack and this brown webbing that I bought. But what this does, if you've seen the FHF Gear rifle sling, basically made my own because I don't need to spend $70 on a rifle sling. So in my existing sling, we wove a buckle into the buckle. And then what happens is the buckle in the pack goes to the top. So we have the buckle on the top, and the buckle at the bottom here. And once the pack is full and we cinch that all up, the rifle stays put. This probably isn't as nice as the actual FHF thing, but it works, and it cost me $10 instead of $70. And then it is quick release. It's 2 buckles, if you can find them. 2 buckles and the rifle's free off of the pack. That's a good segue into the rifle itself. This is the Weatherby Vanguard. It's in 308. I like a cool finish. I do the old electrical tape trick. Keep a scope cover on it when I can. This is a Leupold VX Freedom 4-12. Guns in 308. I've got a AI generated ballistics card. I told him what I was looking for and compared it with the results, because I've used the ballistics app, but then the results are slightly different. So I used an app, measured my actual results, plugged that into an AI generator with the calculator. It spit out an HTML, all formatted and everything that I needed, and I had it adjust for elevation and time of year in Idaho where we were, and it spit out a sheet. The shot I took was 40 yards, so I didn't need to use any of it. I figured the 308 is good enough for whatever you need it to do. I know there's much flashier calibers, but I figure this you'll be able to find in any gas station in the West. And it's a light enough recoil that I can shoot it a lot and be comfortable with it. And it's a strong enough cartridge to shoot a 168 grain. It works great. I'm not super picky. The way we did our truck packing situation was everybody's got their pack and their gear, and then we all have a tote of extra stuff, spare stuff. Our food and stuff rides in there. Right on top, a tripod. This one, kind of heavy. It's a little over 2 pounds. It's actually not that bad. It's Vanguard Vesta 203. It's aluminum. I use the, I think this is just the cheap Vortex binocular adapter. It's just a little thing with a roll pin, and it pops right in the deal. What I like about this is that it fits, this stud fits in your harness. You don't have to take another piece off of it, right? So you set that up, and then your binoculars are stable while you're looking at stuff. Speaking of binocular harness, this is the FHF gear something or other. I don't know. It's the old version before they got, I mean, it was expensive then. They're more expensive now. I like it. I've got it set up with a lot of other stuff going on. It's got the molly webbing, so we've got, this is a Mystery Ranch. The FHF stuff doesn't go on sale, but the Mystery Ranch stuff does go on sale. We got the Mystery Ranch bear spray holster, Mystery Ranch, I don't know, tech pouch or whatever. So my phone runs in there, my spare ammo and stuff. I got a backup ballistics card, and I also put on the regulations. I had tags for a few different species, so I wanted to remember all of the regulations. So on my laminated card, we put the regulations. Keep that with us. This is an elk cow call, just in case we were in October, not much calling happening. Still handy to have. Wind checker, rangefinder in its case, just makeshift, tied up so it doesn't, tied to the buckle so it doesn't slide around. Zip ties for doing the tags. In this pocket I usually run my car key and my driver's license, all that. I do carry a pencil and a pad of paper back here. This also is just a Ziploc bag full of tags, etc. Next we'll cover food, and then we'll cover clothes. I won't spend a ton of time on food, but I'll give you a brief rundown of what I go through in a day. First, the bag. This is an Ursack. It's meant for, it's bear proof is the idea. Not so much, it doesn't protect your food from the bears as much as it protects the bears from your food. It's like Kevlar. They're not able to scratch through it. They've got a fancy knot that you tie that's not going to come undone. if a bear gets into it. They might smash the crap out of it and all your food is crushed. But the problem with bears and food has more to do with the bears associating people with food than it does you not losing your food. So we'll use these. Even we were only on the fringes of grizzly country, but we still carry bear spray. You don't know what kind of encounters. We've had mountain lions close to camp. There's wolves out there. There's wackos out there, I'm sure. A little bit of bear spray. Cheap insurance policy that's not shooting a rifle at a person or an animal that's giving you problems. So we keep the bear spray. The bear food sacks work super well. We tie them up. We go a little ways from camp. We tie them up in a tree. We don't have to sling a rock over a thing. Some guys sleep with their food right in their tent. I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe one day we'll be comfortable with that. But right now, we're using bear-proof bags. They weigh half a pound. It's a little bit of a... It's heavier than a mesh bag or whatever you'd put them in. But keeps the food from the bears and gives us a little peace of mind. I like these peak refuel meals. If you eat them too close to bed, you get wacky, insane dreams. Night terrors, some might call them. But I like this versus Mountain House. It is a lot of food volume. The Mountain House are a little bit smaller, I think, a lot of them. These seem to emphasize protein, which I'm a big fan of. So usually do one of those a day. Been trying to eat it in the middle of the day whenever we stop. More like, I know, like, it feels like a dinner thing, but I eat it more like a lunch thing so that I can eat something lighter before bed and not a huge meal. Some of these, this one's 810 calories. Some of them are 1,000 calories, and I don't want to get back to camp in the dark, eat 1,000 calories, go to bed, have night terrors. Not that cool. Cook with a jet boil. I like to pack a little paper towel inside of there. It keeps it all from moving around. It keeps it all quiet. It's not clanging and banging. So I do a gallon Ziploc bag of food per day. So every day has a gallon bag and then a single thing. So I know that that's a day. When we're leaving the truck, it's this many days of freeze-dried meals, so this many days of gallon bags. I've got a spreadsheet that we math all this stuff out in. Roughly, the target is 100 calories per ounce. At least 3,000 calories a day. I aim for between 125 and 150 grams of protein. Kind of however you can get there. In food that you're actually going to eat, I think that's important in this. It's easy to go to the grocery store and experiment with a bunch of stuff. And I guess I do a little bit, but I also know the kind of stuff that I like, and I try to stick to that. In a normal day, this is just Quaker protein oatmeal. I bought these Mylar bags. This size is too big. If you're gonna buy Mylar bags, these are like 6x9, and they're too big. But this lets you cook. You can boil the water, put it right. It's like an aluminum foil bag or something, Mylar, whatever that is. You can cook. It's not a plastic bag, I don't think. You can cook. You can boil your water, cook your oatmeal right in it, eat this right out of the bag, throw the bag away, or hang on, pack it out with you. I do some single serving honey packets. Those go in the oatmeal. And some assortment, usually an assortment of beef sticks, meat sticks. I do string cheese. It's cold enough that it is refrigerated enough. I haven't had a problem with it. It's all like I do the single serving sealed string cheeses. Not a problem. Beef sticks. These are Fritos. Fritos are 160 calories per ounce. That's a lot. These are figs or dates. I don't know. Little yogurt snacks, little oatmeal snacks. Yeah, snacks you like. And I'll eat some of this stuff and I'll try some of it ahead of time if I'm doing something new to make sure it's good enough. Yeah, just don't. I think it's important not to get too adventurous while you're on your way into the woods for a week, because your stomach is gonna be upset anyway. I'm sure there's a way to avoid it, and guys that hunt 200 days a year probably have it dialed in, but like if you're eating this and a bunch of crap out of packages that you don't always eat, it's like get stuff you like or get stuff you do normally eat, but the concentration of it, your stomach is likely gonna be different than how it is regularly. Yeah, so that's food in a day. Yeah, protein bar, whatever. With my food rig, it's the bear bag full of each day's of food. And then I had all my refrigerated stuff together just because it traveled that way in the cooler. But then I also keep one bag of all the stuff that I need every day or that I use every day. So my spoon is in here. This is a Cliff Gray trick. These are Colgate Wisps to brush your teeth. The dentist told me before I left that I don't need to worry about toothpaste. I was using these already, but it gives you some mintiness, some brushiness. I just do it once a day after I eat breakfast just to get rid of the dragon breath from overnight. I pack some, so these are some sort of electrolyte thing. Doesn't matter. These are Celsius. They're fine. They're cheap-ish. I do a few different supplement styles things, some digestive enzymes to try to settle your stomach, some multivitamins. Some of these are desiccated or like a freeze-dried beef organ supplement. And then one of these is from Wilderness Athlete. It's like an altitude supplement. I bought it. I don't know if it works. I had it from a previous year, so I brought it. Didn't use it. Also creatine. Suspicious as this looks, 5 or 10 grams of creatine a day. If you have enough water to make it work. So that's the food rig. If you haven't done this before and you're excited at the prospect, your stomach's gonna be upset and like your shit's gonna stink. This year I moved to some merino wool underwear. That helps. You're just not changing your clothes for several days at a time. You're hiking around. It's probably hot. You're probably sweaty. You're just going to smell yourself in ways that you maybe haven't before. So a little mental prep goes a long way. A lot of stuff I bought on sale. A little bit of fancy name brand hunting specific gear. This is a frugal strategy for hunting. I'm only doing it a week out of the year. Can't afford to spend thousands of dollars on clothes I'm going to wear once. So all of this is multi-purpose. I wear it all year. And I buy it on sale. Black Ovis, I don't know, Venture Merino, something or other underwear. Doesn't fit great. Just finds its way up in your business. But doesn't smell like regular polyester stuff does. Darn Tough socks. They're expensive. Wear them all the time. Wear them every day. When you wear them out, send them back. They warranty them. I've done that several times now. It's great. Not going to buy any other socks. Other base layers. This stuff is from KUIU. This is the Peloton 118 long sleeve base layer. I got 2 of these. Switch them out halfway through the week. This is a zip off base layer. It's zip off and it's boot height, which seems silly from the get-go. Like, why would you want short base layers, and isn't this zipper going to be uncomfortable? What this allows you to do, especially when we're always on the border of this weather where it's 50 during the day, 30 overnight, you're warm, you're cold, you're hiking, you're sitting, you're constantly back and forth. So to be able to lose your base layer without taking your boots off it's super slick. Thought it was silly, tried it out, think it's great. This is the KUIU Peloton 97. This is a lightweight mid fleece thing. I don't know. Somebody says it's the highest warmth to weight out of any of this gear. Bought it on sale. Previously, I was using the Sitka Fanatic hoodie with the hood and the face and the gloves and stuff. I did miss the hood. This is the first year I used this. I did miss the hood. I end up using a buff or something in those weird cold in between times. Pants, these are from Cool. I don't remember which model they are. They're like a windproof-ish. They've got a slight fleece lining. They work well enough. If it's hotter, I've got a lighter weight pair of like regular camo hunting pants from Shields or something. But these work well enough. Keep a little bit of the weather out. Warmer layers. Well, so hats and gloves here. So this is hats, gloves, buff. This is a turtle fur buff. I don't know. These are some First Light merino hat and gloves. I like the hat. I do like the gloves. I just burned through them. I get about 2 seasons out of these before they just start coming apart. They're just the The fingers are touch sensitive, whatever, so you can use them on your phone. These work well, bow hunting and stuff here in Wisconsin. Like, these work great, but yeah, as you can see, they just 2 years, they just start wearing through, and it's a shame because the rest of them are nice, but the seams and stuff come apart. So, might try some different gloves. Puffy pants. If you don't have puffy pants, I recommend puffy pants. These are the First Light Uncompahgre, I think. They zip, they're a full length zip. They come apart at the waist again, so you can take them on and off without taking your boots on and off. All the guys on our trip, we ended up with these the first year, and they were like, oh wow, these really, they seem silly, but they really do make the difference. Insulation that you can add and subtract as you need. That's also like lightweight and aimed at the hunter. And this is where, yeah, like some of the pants, some of the shirts, this is my puffy jacket. Like, this is an Arc'teryx. Stuff that, like, a lot of it you can get away with stuff that's not aimed at hunters, but some of these pieces, the zip off stuff especially, it's aimed at hunters. It's aimed at these situations where you're hot and then cold and then hot and then cold, like multiple times throughout the day. You hike a mile to your glassing spot, now you sit for 3 hours in the dark. Again, First Light Uncompahgre, tenacious tape, because they aren't quite as tough as I would have liked them to be. I did mention this Arc'teryx. This is Adam SL. I don't know. My wife works at REI, so I get a discount, and that explains some of these nice pieces that I can get an Arc'teryx jacket cheaper than I can get a Kuiu jacket. So I go that direction when I can. North Face Montana puffer gloves. These are not hunting specific. I don't even know that they're like meant for serious outdoor use as much as a casual mitten. I got them this year. I don't know if I'll keep them. I didn't really use them. I don't know if they're the direction I want to go. The last big piece, well, we'll cover boots too. Last big piece, this is a Kuiu. This is actually the whitetail jacket, the Proximity whitetail jacket. It's got a lot of features specific to whitetail hunting. It's a little bit heavy as far as mountain hunting stuff goes. The jacket's like 2 pounds, but it's pretty warm, windproof, water resistant. I use it as my big heavy outer layer. It's great. I like it. And then it allows me to do, I had a coupon or something. It allows me to, like, I wear this all winter. I wear this whitetail hunting. Multi-purpose. That's the theme here. Last of the clothing system is going to be boots. These are the Kenetrek Mountain Extreme 400. I went right down the middle as far as insulation goes. Sometimes your feet are cold, sometimes your feet are hot. You can buy more insulation and have warmer feet more often, or you can buy no insulation and have colder feet more often. Whichever way you want to go. There's no way to win. We've been fortunate to hunt mostly in warm enough temps that I can ride that line and don't have to worry about 1,000 gram or whatever. Do use the Kenetrek gaiters. These were both, the first place we hunted was super thick and nasty and low brush. They help, they just keep your pants dry. They keep your boots and your pants from getting jacked up. When you get in your tent at night, you can take your gaiters off and then you don't have like dirty pants all over the place. They also are noisy. If you are trying to be sneaky, sometimes they swish, swish, swish together. Less desirable. I'm sure there's other gaiters out there. Those ones I have, and they work for me. With my food, I was keeping some toiletries. Well, the smelly toiletries stay with my food. This is some Body Glide, some deodorant, some sunscreen. The rest of my stuff, I have contact lenses and glasses and tweezers and nail clippers and a few other things. That stuff all stays in the top of my bag and then stays in the tent with me, so I have easy access to it. But all the smelly stuff goes in the food, in the bear bag. Smelly stuff goes in the bear bag with the food. Trekking poles. These are Mountain Smith. I don't know. I don't even know where I got them. They work just fine. They work just fine. I do recommend them. 2 reasons. One, you get into like thick, nasty blowdown stuff. It's just ultra handy to, like, you load you can move some of your weight to your arms instead of doing it all with your legs. If it's super steep or you got to balance, you got to go over logs or whatever, you can kind of extend your arms reach and balance and everything with the trekking poles. The other thing that I do with trekking poles, well, one option, there's several tents and stuff too that pitch with trekking poles, tarps, all that. I don't do any of that right now, but that's a good reason to have trekking poles. The other thing that I do use them for, I'll show you this little trick here. So we go through each handle, or through the fabric loop on each side, and then pull them out to the end here. And then this is now a rest that you can shoot off of. This is rock solid. This is like, I shoot several hundred yards on this in this configuration. You can set it, once you're in your spot, you can get lengths dialed in or get the height you need. But then just as easy as that, your rifle can go right in there. You dig the feet of the trekking pole into the dirt, it's not going anywhere. It'll hold the weight. It's easy to pivot and like adjust height up and down. Would recommend trekking poles. That's pretty much it for everything that's in my bag, everything I carry with me, food, water, etc. The last thing I want to cover is spares. So I've got a bin here, just a regular, a bin full of extra stuff, spare stuff. This all stays at the truck, but it's a bunch of just in cases. You come back to the truck, you want to change up your gear, the weather changes on you, you get soaked, yada yada. I got lots of spares. I've got a big, this is like 12 by 16 or something, just a big tarp. I've got a saw and a pruning tool, some extra toilet paper, a big first aid kit, lots of like lights. You end up at the truck and you gotta clean an animal, or you gotta all sorts of messing around in the dark. I'd like to bring a bunch of lights. This is waterproofing boot wax. I've got a lighter, a knife sharpener. I also like a luggage scale. The group I hunt with, we hope kind of play this game where we're figuring out how much our pack weighs and how light we can drive it down to, and what we're going in with versus what we're coming out with, and who's got the heaviest pack at the end of the trip, all that. So carry a scale, keep it at the truck. That way we can measure stuff. Also, salt, pepper, some seasoning. This year I took just a stick of butter, a dozen eggs, a camp stove, and then the last day we were at the truck in the morning, had some breakfast. It's a nice homey touch. I like to have some relaxation in the mountains rather than just hiking and eating freeze-dried meals all the time. This bag is a spare set of clothes. This is the Sitka hoodie that I was talking about. This was here as a spare. An extra change of pants, some hats, neck gaiter. Idaho doesn't require you to wear orange, so we didn't, but had it just in case. You get into some, I don't know, you never know. Extra base layer. Pile of extra clothes. Not in my backpack, but at the truck if I need it. Because you're 1,500 miles from home and you never know what you're going to need. This is the tub and screen for my tent. I figured I'd have it just in case. It's heavy. Who knows? Jetboil fuel, extra can. This is a pillow. It's nice, it's foamy, it blows up, it inflates, it's comfortable. I cut it for weight. It's half a pound. I did without. It was fine. Still have it with me, just in case. These are a smart wool leather glove with a wool liner. Have them just in case. Some calls. This is a bag of hand warmers. This is my actual rain gear. It's a black diamond rain jacket and some like cheap Columbia rain pants. I don't know. In case the forecast is showing weather, I got rain gear. This is the other third of my pad, just in case I wanted to swap to the lighter side. I don't know. You bring all this stuff because you don't know, just in case. This is a bag of, I don't know what's all in here. We've got waterproofing wax for leather. This is all parts. Straps, buckles, tent repair kits, some Velcro pieces, air mattress patches, a hunk of candle to work into the squeaky parts on your pack. So yeah, a small amount of just parts. You got something breaks, you got to fix it. That's what we got. Electrical tape, same idea. I do have a spare set of binoculars and a spare rangefinder. Drop something down the mountain, something smashes and something breaks, at least you've got a spare. It takes up a small footprint. This is a bear horn. I've collected a lot of this stuff. Oh, this is an elk decoy. it's just an ass. You collect these things through the years, through the trips, and you can't take everything with you. And you don't want to because it's big and heavy. And sometimes you end up with a bunch of stuff that is like, might come in handy. It doesn't make it through the primary round of gear selection, but it's just, I don't need to leave it at home. I don't need to get 2,000 miles away and be like, I wish I have one of those. I wish I brought it. So a lot of these few little pieces and parts, if something should happen out there, again, we've been fortunate to not have any emergencies, not have any crazy situations. But should you need it, or should you change strategies and have a new idea, or this or that, or the weather changes or anything, there's just the second round of gear ideas that's like, it would be nice to have that. It's just about everything. I keep some other tools in the truck, a toolbox full of basic stuff for truck repairs, keep a bunch of snacks in the truck, have clothes to travel to and from, you know, if we're in and out of hotels or campsites, whatever, for the first couple of days. But yeah, that's all the gear. All right, that is the rundown of my backpack elk hunting gear dump. It's what works for me. There's lots of gear out there, lots of sales on gear, lots of gear that's good enough. You don't need to spend a shit pot of money on it. It is kind of going to be expensive, but you are protecting yourself against the elements and several different risks involved in these super remote style hunting trips. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. While I may not know what I'm doing, I do know that I'm doing it. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe and let me know what you'd like to see more of. Thanks for watching.